So we got that. Now, what do you think of the remaining angles? Now, you should be a bit careful when you solve the sums. Do not panic. That's your step number 1. Do not panic. Turn this picture like this and then see, is there any angle at the center and angle at the circumference? Or is there an isosceles triangle, or a triangle where two sides are equal, right? What do you think of this line here? What do you think of this line there? What do you think of that line? We call it as a radius. Now there is another radius there, watch. There is another radius. Now because these are the two radii in the same circle, they should be equal in length, yes or no? Come on, think, right? They are equal. If they are equal, we call it as isosceles triangle. Key stage 1, 2, right? Come on. So now this is the base. Now the base angles should be equal on an isosceles triangle right? So if that's a 40, what do you expect this n to be, right? That is also 40 because the base angles must be equal. Now in this triangle, you know the two angles here, you can find the top angle, right? You can find this angle. It's a 40, add a 40, which is an 80. Together it should be 180. What do you think of P, right? That P should be 100. The P should be 100. So let's write there 100. So we know now, right? Those are the three angles of this triangle. Watch there. It's a 40, 40, 100. Think about M. Think about this M very carefully. The green chord is making an angle at the center. The same chord is making an angle at the circumference. Watch there, at the circumference. So you need to find that angle now. Okay, you know that should be half of this 100. Angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference. So that should have been a 50, right? If you cannot see this rule, turn it like this and then apply the same kind of isosceles triangle rule, right? Now that is a radius, this is also radius. Do you agree those two sides should be equal? So that and that should be equal. So in this triangle, we already got K as 50. Hey, watch there please. K was 50. So if that K is a 50, this M also must be 50 because it is an isosceles triangle, right? All simple rules one needs to apply. Okay. Now let's look at question number 7. Question 7 is on the screen now. Well, there are two triangles that we can see straight away, and there is some information here. They said these two sides are equal, means that whole length there and that length there, those two are equal, please, right? Those two are equal. Now, how to attack this type of sums? Make sure that you know the basic rules first and then see, is there a line passing through the center? The center is given to you as O, so there is a line passing through the center. We know there is a semicircle, right? There is a semicircle on that side, on this side also. So what do you think of that complete angle there, that full angle there? That should be a 90 because angle in a semicircle is 90. So if that's a 70, what do you expect A to be? Come on, that's a 70, so A should be a 20, right? So we got A as 20. Now, slowly, right? Do not go and attack all the things at the same time. Now, once you got A as 20, think of this arc here. Come on, think of this arc. This arc is responsible for that angle 20, right? That arc is making an angle 20 there. Is there any other angle formed by the same arc on the circumference? Watch there, at that corner here, this also is going to be same 20, right? So the D and A, they are one and the same because they are made by the same arc. If not, they are made by the same chord. All right, so that D should be a 20, right? Oops, sorry, we are off the screen, but now okay. The D is a 20, A is a 20. Now, what else can we find? What else can we find? Now let's just turn the picture like that. Maybe let's turn the picture like that and then see. This particular line is making two angles, right? This is making two angles. All right, one angle is there, a C, another angle is here, but we do not know both of them, so we cannot. Now go and find this angle first. We know this as 70, that is 20 because it's a right angle. We got that angle as 20. Now think about the rest of the ones. All right, right? So think about the rest of them. Now we have some equal parts here. Equal parts. So immediately we say that's an isosceles triangle. Watch there. That side equals to this side. What do you think this angle here is? 70. So that angle there also should be 70. All right. Come on, base angles are equal. So if this is 70, that should be 70. But in this whole angle, that much is given to you, or say we found as 20, right? We found as 20. What do you expect this angle to be? That should be a 50. All right. You know, this is a triangle, and then that's an isosceles because they told us. So the base angles should be equal, right? That 20 do not belong to this one, please, right? So that's the 70 concept. Because that much is 20, this should be 50, right? Now, what else we need to find? Look at this triangle now, full triangle. Do you know this complete angle there, full, right? We know it's a right angle. This much is 50. Now I'm talking about this triangle, please, right? Watch the screen, this triangle only. This is 50, that is 90. What do you expect that angle there? That should be a 40 because, come on, you know, three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So once you get that as 40, what do you think of this angle? Right? They both are made by the same chord, so C should be 40. All right, people. That's how you attack the sums. Right? If you could not follow, just try and watch that again. Same basic rules we have applied. Now let's go for question 8. Let's go for question 8. It's a 260, they told me. They wanted us to find K, right? K. Do not panic again, right? Turn the picture like this, okay? Let's just go a bit back to see full. Turn that picture like that. We know it's a 260. The angle at the center formed by this arc is 260. Now we are looking at this angle first. Well, we needed K, but to actually find that, you may need this angle or that angle or that or that, okay? Sometimes we may have to find unwanted angles, okay? They didn't ask us to find this angle, but just go and find that and then see. It's a 260. Do you agree that should have been 100? Together, that will be a 360 around a point, right? Once you get that as 100, then think about this angle here. Think about this angle. Is there a way you can find that angle? This is the angle at the center, which is 260. That's the angle at the circumference made by the same arc. Please watch. That should be half of this. So 260, half of that should be 130. So that should be 130, right? That angle there should be 130. Now, what do you expect that angle to be? Go and make it a straight line now, right? This is a straight line, all right? that much is 130, you know that should be a 50, right? So apply the same rules and always try and turn the picture either this way or like that or this to actually see is there a rule that we can apply. So move to question 9. Right, people, it's question 11 now. We completed question 8. I'm leaving question 9 and 10 for you to solve. Right, question 9 and 10, you go and solve that. At the same time, if you really want to, just go ahead and solve the rest of the sums, at least 1 hour time, and then come back and check whether you're right or wrong. Okay, so I'm going for question 11.